And I'm live. I was talking a few minutes ago, talking away to myself, and yeah, I hadn't actually gone live, but that's nothing new with me. Um, so it's been weeks since I've been on, and lots of weirdness has been happening. I lost my eyesight in one eye. Um, what happened was apparently there's hemorrhaging behind the eye. Blood vessels were hemorrhaging, and I was up and down to Dublin. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. I'm still so tired from Tuesday, but I was up and down to Dublin a few times a week, getting it looked at, getting it checked out. So eventually, anyway, on Tuesday, I had my operation, um, where they went into the back of the eye and scraped out all of the lovely gunky stuff and lasered together the blood vessels that were popping and doing all sorts of crazy fun things. And yeah, trying to views comments show up on StreamYard. This is an example. Tap on a comment to show up on screen. All right. Um. So um. So we're back a few days, and it actually wasn't as sore as I thought it was going to be. It's been fine. Um. The gory details of it is worse than actually what I had to go through. So it's not so bad. Sight is starting to kind of come back in it, but I have a shield over it, so that will protect it for a while. So I think some blogs on how to take care of diabetes, because I've had so many problems and issues with my diabetes going all haywire and wonky, that maybe it wouldn't be a bad thing to try and keep people with their diabetic problems and issues, um keep them motivated, keep them going, because it's an illness that is just, it has to be watched 24/7, and it's really really annoying, and especially for someone like me, like I don't have time for doing thinking about bloods and sugars and what can eat and what I can't eat, and it's just, oh, it's so annoying. Hi Smanches, how are you? So hold on.
Cousins everywhere.
Yeah, I'm doing good, cement shoes. Sorry about that. I was just explaining what I had to have done the last few weeks, and I got none of the stuff read that you told me to read up on, but I am going to get back into that. Um, look up all that stuff and other stuff that I've been finding out about that I want to look up. So yeah, I whole got it done Tuesday, and I can actually see a bit through it. So it's doing a lot better. My eye, that is. Um, but the hard part is trying to keep control and um, diabetes sorted out for people, and it's possibly one of the hardest controlled illnesses out there, I'd imagine, because I have it for 20 years and I still can't get it right. Um, so that's all. No, it's grand. Thank you. It's all right. It's hard to pick a right time of day to go live. Um, a time that suits everybody, you know. Um, when it's busy here, it's quiet over the pond and stuff like that. So anyway, it's 3 o'clock here, isn't it? Yeah. So I was just coming on to say where I've been for the last few weeks and try. I really, really want to try and get this uh, sorted out, this YouTube sorted out, and things to talk about. Because it's it's a platform that I can talk about whatever needs to be spoke about. Um, and I feel I'm not using it to its full potential when there's so much going on that needs to be spoke about worldwide, and um, different things that I have a lot of opinions on. Um, and they're not necessarily bad opinions, and probably most people will agree with them. But I just want to connect more with the community and show a bit of who I am out there, as well as um, other people. You know, I've been watching channels that are absolutely, oh my god, I don't know how they're channels or how they're even watched by people. Although I do find them funny sometimes, but not a lot. And there's so I refer. Oh, I hope to come over and check it out because I love my conspiracy theories. I love them, and I love other people's opinions on the same topics. Because the different countries, from what I can tell, the different countries have different outlooks or um opinions in regards to different conspiracies, depending on how their government or how their media spin it for them. Um, these have been going back to the Babylonian times, even though, yes, I know there was no media or newspapers or governments or whatever back then, but even the Babylonian times, people believed, like, even, look, we'll talk about Moses. Moses went up on the mountain to get the tablets, and all the people were, they were worshipping animals down on the ground. I think it was a cow. I'm not sure if it a cow or a goat. I think it was a cow on the ground. And so even thousands of years ago, people listened. Obvious that it was all just lies that were being fed, but they didn't know. So the world has been kept. Um, I hate the reference of being dumbed down by people, but it's pretty much what they were actually doing. Were, you know, if you say something to somebody enough times, they will believe it. And for instance, like I was looking at the news one day, and there was the newscaster must have mentioned one thing. The news in here in Ireland goes on 6 o'clock. News is on from 6 till 6:30. Okay, so for a good 15 minutes, the broadcaster, was talking about this one topic and this numbers and numbers and this is going on, that's going on, all around this one topic. And then they brought on the government leaders to speak on such topic, and they went on and they mentioned the thing. At least every 3 to 4 words was that one word that was mentioned, and like I could see people being just. I could see where the whole brainwashing was going, and that people were being fed the word, the word, the word. And then I don't watch TV a lot, and I've put on a soap another evening, an Irish soap, and everywhere there was posters in the shops and in the bar and in the cafes, and it was like, oh my god, even the post office had these posters up, and it was just totally in your face. And I wasn't a bit surprised that when I looked at TV how brainwashed everybody had been. So that didn't surprise me at all. So yeah, I'd love to hear other people's opinions on different topics, and I know a lot of people here as well that would come on and give their side of the story. There's an awful lot of problems and issues happening around here now at the moment, where the Irish homeless are being put out in the streets from their hostels. Here, you register for your hostel and you can get up to a couple of weeks in each hostel in Dublin. And then you move on to the next hostel and the next hostel. So a lot of them, they do have shelter overnight, but um, they have to, excuse me. Oh, from that anesthetic Tuesday, I'm still tired. I'm so sorry. But you have to hop from one hostel to the other. And then there's hotels that have been rooms have hotel rooms have been allocated to families that have been made homeless during the after the Celtic Tiger happened, and people lost their homes and their properties and everything, and so the government had sorted those people out with hotel rooms and um different rates of pay for the room. So the government partially paid for it and whatever. But now well, our own Irish and the other countries that have come in the last 10, 20 years that we look at as our own as well, um, they're all being pushed back out into the streets, um, back onto the streets of Dublin, out of their hostels and out of their hotel rooms for more people to come in. And I think it's unfair for the people that have to come in here that they have to be treated in such a way. Um, I think it's unfair for the people that live here already that have to be made homeless literally on the streets again to house other people that we can't even afford ourselves. I think Ireland needs a big shake up, really, of yeah, it's awful. I was watching I was watching a news clip last week where there was one of the women protesters who she lobbies and advocates for the homeless, and she had she gave her little talk, and then she'd a couple of the lads that she would have on her books um give their speeches, and their little talks weren't speeches, and you know these men were living in these hostels for the last 20 years. They were hopping around, and they were being looked after and fed, and like there's people that go up from the country up to Dublin and everything, and they have soup kitchens, which the government want to take down as well. They're trying to get rid of the soup kitchens, which is a disgrace. It's disgusting. Um, but these men, and she only had two of the men talking, but there was loads of other men around. I think one of the men, one was definitely Irish, but one was Lithuanian, maybe. I'm not really sure. But I felt so sorry for both men, and then there was families in the background as well, and you know, there's pictures put up on Facebook all the time of groups that I try and help, um, and they put up little pictures and of their soup kitchens and how they've got on that week, and people saying thank you and everything, and it's always there's a little child. Like last year, there was a little 3-year-old sitting on a crate eating her chicken curry that had been made by the people down the country and brought up to Dublin that evening. And it was coming up to Christmas, and they were going back to their hotel, and they didn't know whether what was going to happen in Christmas and stuff. Um, for their children, it's heartbreaking. This country is heartbreaking. It's a beautiful country, but it's heartbreaking, and the government is making it worse. Um, and there's nobody to stop it. Um, so as I say, bringing in other people when we can't look after our own, it's not fair on either um community, our own community or the community coming into our country, because they're leaving their country and coming into another country and to be left homeless anyway. If that makes sense, it just breaks my heart. Um, this was supposed to be a funny stream. I was supposed to, have the lols and the jokes about the eyeball and everything. This turned out very serious. But yeah, a lot of people are saying the government are getting such a kickback that they don't really care, and the landlords then um are getting little brown envelopes for getting rid of people out of their homes and stuff, so as they can bring in other people um to live in these people's homes. But I don't know, that is just hearsay, and I don't know, that is just what is being told. So I have no facts on that. I don't know in this country. um Anyway, we get off that. um Beautiful day here in Ireland. um just a quick stream, 20 minutes start. That's not too bad to get back into the swing of things. And when my eye is working better, then I can start studying again, and all those things. That's the way we've always been. We've always we've always let the Irish hang, literally, um, which is a shame, really. I always say our ancestors from Michael Collins' time, the early 1900s, they'd be rolling around in their graves at what's going on in the government and in Ireland today, when we fought for our freedom so hard. Um, but the summer is coming, and hopefully it's all going to turn out okay. But they just, do you know? And if you go drive around the country, you can see all the houses that are empty. Um, all the houses that are empty all around the country, and if they just finished building them, because when the Celtic Tiger dried up that time, builders just left the houses, and well, they had no money to finish them off and get them up for sale and stuff. So um, yes, they have. Yes, yeah, it's sad. We are oppressed, but um, because we're in the Western world, we're not seen as oppressed, and we're not seen as spoken down to or um, anything wrong done to us because we're in the Western world. If we're somewhere else in the world, people would see us for what we have to go through and put up with. And I've forgotten where I was going with that first before I went and read that comment. That's nothing new either. Um, this, the elections are coming up in a few months as well, and it doesn't even matter who we vote for because who we voted for the last time got in, but they were bullied out. And now looking at them, I think it was possibly a good thing too because they would have had us in a worse state than we are now if they had actually got in. I don't know. Oh, it's just a mess over here. Now I've depressed myself enough, I think. Completely into abusive. Yes, it really is still going on. We still have the divide in the country, which other countries that were divided centuries ago have gotten their countries back, and um, we haven't been able to fight the regime that um, has separated us as a country. Also, a lot of people don't realize that we still live by their law. The Irish Constitution has got some laws, but we still live by that country's laws, which is ridiculous. We should have our own laws by now. We do have a few, but not that many. But people think our own constitution is being held up to regard, and it's not. We're still living under that other country's rule. Um, no, I haven't. Trading cards. Um, I have noticed all the trading cards have come back into circulation. I see my boys at them now again. Um, Is this the ones that have the serious amount of money, like the baseball cards from the 50s or 60s, or are these the Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Pikachu, um, all those trading cards that are coming back into circulation again? Wow. Well, you see, cement shoes, all of this was wasn't predicted. All of this was written to happen back in the 1920s or before that. Like, the feds probably knew the guy who created them and probably showed him what to do, or probably they created them and blaming the guy who they're saying created them and he didn't do them at all. Oh, there's a big conspiracy. Thank you, Samantha. Um, but that's usually what to do. Those three-letter words are dangerous. Um, crowd. But you look at all the cartoons that are out, like The Simpsons, Futurama. All of them have predicted everything that happens because it was all written down a couple of 100 years ago how things were going to turn out and how things are to pan out. So it's a bit it's a bit like that book that was in the Back to the Future that told Martin McFly went back, brought back a book to the past, and he was able to predict what was going to happen and put on bets and that in the school. It's a bit like that. And then there's time travel is supposed to be a real thing now as well. So we have to wait and look and see what happens with that. Did you pay much for them? I'd imagine they'd be expensive. And if not, they will be worth a lot of money in a few years' time. But there's a lot of stuff meant to happen in the next few weeks that's going to blow our minds. And I don't know. I hope it's going to be exciting. Wow. Sorry about that if you heard me eating the ice. Um, that's a lot of money for trading cards. But if you keep them in the wrap in a couple of years, you might double or triple your money. Um, do you watch any other shows like there's an awful lot of shows being taken down off YouTube though. Um, or like what's his name? Mike Penny and the Legacy Market and something something. I bought them from Sears of all places. Yeah, yeah, that's weird. And did you get them priced? It'd be interesting to know how much they would actually be worth. Oh yeah, I was saying about Mike Penny and the Legacy Marketing Network. I watch him at night time sometimes. He's on very late though. Um, there's a lot of people in the conspiracy type side of things that I love to watch. Um, never actually got into trading cards. I was probably too girly for that. But then over here, they weren't as big as they were in the States over here, trading cards. I think only in the last maybe 25, 30 years you'd be getting soccer players and stuff like that. Uh, I love it. Wow, that's a nice few pound. I'd be putting those cards away in a safe somewhere. Though knowing me, I'd probably forget the code for the safe and never find it again. That actually did happen to me. We used to have bonds here, and a bit like the lotto, and every so often your prize bonds numbers would be called out. So Daddy bought prize bonds for me when I was born, and I put them in a little safe and lost the key. So I can't even get them out. They're stuck there. Allegedly with Brittany J. I'll have to look her up. I think I've heard of Brittany J a few times. So I don't really watch an awful lot of other channels unless it's conspiracy channels and our own. I don't know if that was a good or a bad idea, but it sounds like it was a good idea in the end. What do you think about cryptocurrency? Have you ever been interested in that? I haven't. I haven't bothered. Yeah, I can't be doing with drama. That's probably why I haven't watched her. I'm fine, honey. Yeah. Yeah, I am. I will look up those lives though, but anything with drama is just, oh, my nerves to go. I actually haven't the patience for it. Um, yeah, I have no idea about cryptocurrency, and I have no idea how, if people are going to make money, if it's going to go bust. I have heard a lot of stories that it is going to go kaput in the next couple of months, so everybody needs to get out. But politics and religion, drama, politics, and religion. Um, even though I was giving out about the politicians here, um, yeah, I heard it's going to go kaput very shortly. Um, but I don't know. Well, cement shoes, thank you for keeping me company, and I think I'm going to um go quiet here now for a while. But I'm glad to be back on, and nearly 40 minutes isn't too bad of a stint. I don't trust invisible hypothetical money. Sounds like Jack and his magic greens. Absolutely, yeah, yeah. Even when they were trying to get just to use our cards, I wasn't impressed, or I wasn't too happy about that. I don't know why. I like to have a few pounds in my purse to make sure, in case there's nothing on the card or something has happened to the bank or something. I like to know. So yeah, it does sound a little bit too magical. Oh, here's me cheesecake from my daughter. My daughter's coming home this evening, so I ordered her cheesecake. And the girl's at the door for it. Hold on. Hi, weekend widow. Sorry about that, girl. Leaving, dropping in a cheesecake for my daughter who's coming home tonight. We have communion um here tomorrow. Well, I don't have communion here tomorrow. My niece's son is having communion, and everyone's coming home for it. Um, you're going to get busy now, girls. Um, how is everything with you, weekend widow? Hold on. on the night shift. That's not too bad. Um, but you're missing loads at night time then. That- and she didn't, did she not? Um, I have now. I do have conspiracies on that, but I don't have me written stuff. But what I do know was he was in one room and the bullets were coming from all different directions, not just the one direction. And whatever type gun he had at the time, he wouldn't have been able to shoot out the amount of rounds that were going at um, at the crowd. So there were multiple shooters. Um, conspiracy theory, in my opinion, there were multiple shooters at that concert. Um, there's a series on YouTube that is really good. I only got as far as part 7, and there's like hundreds of them, but it's all about MK Ultra and all the murders and the killings that have gone on through MK Ultra, and a lot of these people have been brainwashed into doing these things, and it's actually conspiracy theory, in my opinion. 3-letter agencies that are behind it all, but the one person has to get the blame. I'll have to. Oh, I'll have to find it. I'll have to find it, and um, I'm checking on the other phone to see if I can find it on that. Um, have any either of you watched any of the Jimmy Savile stuff? There's new documentary, a 2-part documentary on Netflix of Jimmy Savile, and that was quite good. I'm gonna have to start writing stuff down. Yes, I am still doing readings weekend widow. Yes, I am indeed. Um, yeah, Jimmy Savile was. Um, there was a good documentary that was put up on YouTube last week, and then it was taken down just as quick. I only got halfway through it. It was the title was Jimmy Savile a Wizard, and it did show him using his cigar a lot as oh no, I'll definitely be going back to doing the readings as well. It'll be a bit of everything really weekend reader. And I love doing the readings too. And I love talking to spirits, so they'll definitely be back. I'll actually have a story in a minute, I'll tell you. Um so he would use his cigar and wave it around like a wand, and he would say things three times all the times, like there now, there now, there now, and he would have robes on him, and he would dress very wizard like, and shiny things. He was shiny shell suits and stuff, and all of his gold glittery stuff. So it did sound like Chaos by Tom O'Neill. I'll have to look into that book. Um, where's that? He was really Charles Manson was really MK Ultra. Um, where did I see? Was it him and was it the presidents were twins? Oh, I'll have to look that up again because just in case I'm saying it wrong. But there was Charles Manson and one of the presidents. I'm not sure which one, so I'm not going to say who I think it is. Were meant to have been brothers, and twins, and both were separated to see how they'd turn out in later life, and both turned out into psychopath type people, sociopaths, in my opinion. The 60s were a very strange decade. Um, I do have names of people. Jonestown, absolutely, yeah, definitely. But sure, their mind controlling us everywhere now. Like your televisions in the corner and your radio waves and all sorts of things that we're listening to during the day, even our internet. Um, but for weekend widow, I was up in Dublin this week and I was staying with Jers. Oh gosh, there we go. I've doxing myself again. Anyway, I was staying with family while I was getting my eye done, and oh my god, it felt claustrophobic with spirits, and I ended up doing readings and everything, and which I hadn't started or planned on doing from the start. Um, yeah, I ended up doing readings for people. It was crazy. So the spirits will come in when they want to, and I wouldn't mind, but oh, I actually think I said the story already, but I was texting on the phone, and what the spirit wanted me to say to the person that was sitting beside me, I was trying to text someone else, and the words were coming out of what I was to say to the person that was sitting beside me, and it was like, oh my god, just give me a break, 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. I need to text this person back, and worst. You wish you had that gift. It is a beautiful gift. It is an absolutely beautiful gift. I'm so honored to have been chosen to have it and everything. But sometimes um, spirits can really, really be a bit of a bully. And they'll stop you there and they'll make you do, they won't let you go further in what you have to do until you get the message out. Like there was a message years ago for somebody that my sister in law worked with. And this man came in and he sat on the bed and he was telling me and telling me and telling me this story. And I I said, look, it's the middle of the night. Just let me sleep. And he said, no, not until you do it. So I ended up texting my sister in law because I didn't know the girl that worked with her. I didn't know her number and whatever. So I ended up texting my sister in law to tell her co worker that this message was for her. And co-worker got back to me and said that that guy had been walking around her house for about 3 or 4 weeks, and she was telling him she didn't want to listen to him, that she had nothing to say to him. So she was ignoring him. So he decided to come through me to get the message to her because she was having none of it. So, oh, sometimes it can be, oh my God, cement shoes. No, that's not nice. You don't want the bad ones to come true, or at least you don't want to call them premonitions. Um, See, I don't really get those kind of. I don't get to see those kind of things. I usually just have good news for people. Um, and nice messages from their spirit to come and tell them. I have, on a few occasions. Hold on, I'm just going to get a drink. There was one woman that came to me one day, and her, and I bawled my eyes out. I just bawled. And I said, I can't do this reading for you. And she said, no, it's okay. I know. I understand. And I said, no, but I really can't do it. Okay. I really can't do it. And she said, I understand. I know exactly what you're seeing. And I just wondered, would you be able to see it? And I said, I can see it. It's completely through your body. And I'm looking at it like tar and sludge. And it's just overtaken all your organs. And you don't really have very much longer. And she said, no, I think I've just got a couple of weeks left. And that was probably the worst reading I ever had to do. Um, because I didn't really want to tell her, but I didn't know she knew already. She was testing me to see if I'd see it. And yeah, that was sad. A windfall. If you want to manifest money, you have to light a green candle. Green represents cash, and but it has to be for a reason. You can't just go and say, "I want $30 million, please, now, today." You have to have a reason. Say 300 or 400 euro to help get you through um financial difficulties, or and it will come. Might come in dribs and drabs. Usually, when I ask for help, it usually comes in dribs and drabs. But I do eventually get the amount I asked for, and you'll never get winning lottery numbers. Would you like a lottery conspiracy? So, lottery conspiracy. Word on the conspiracy streets are that the lotto is won by certain amounts of people, and it's not really the luck of the draw. Um, Sometimes the lotto can be taking place before the tickets have been bought, and because we think we're watching it live on TV, of course we're, you know, oh no, we didn't get the six numbers and we didn't get the whatevers, but they can actually, and I only started looking into it because the biggest lotto was one here in Ireland about, oh my god, my family, everybody went mental buying tickets for it. About, I'd say February, around February sometime. And the country went mental buying numerous amounts of um lines for the lotto, for the lot numbers to come out, and it was won by one person, after the whole country of over 5 million people doing numerous lines in the lotto. It couldn't have happened, not possible. Um, but they say that they can pick the person to win, which is going to be person that they have chosen, where the money will need to go to, etc., etc., etc. Conspiracy theory, in my opinion. What I've read, what I've researched. So unless you're in the know with rubbing shoulders with certain people, you'll never win the lotto. And there's actually more to that story, but I don't know whether I can what I'm allowed to say and what I'm allowed to say. But there was a certain group within the country that one of their meeting places had burned down. One of their largest meeting places had burnt down just before, well, a couple of weeks before this big mad huge lotto went out. Conspiracy theory. It's not true. Just just for lols and giggles. So am I. Oh god. I don't be rubbing shoulders with anybody. Look, sometimes we think money is the answer to all our problems, but in actual fact, it just brings us more. Look at poor old Johnny Depp. Poor old Gosson. He has lost all of his money, lost all of his everything, got pooped beside by an absolute, I don't know what to call her, and he's not too happy either. Poor old Johnny. There's an awful lot of distractions actually at the minute. Oh, excuse me. I'd love to know what's going on behind all the distractions. Something is being passed that we don't want to be passed anyway. That's for a fact. We've got the Johnny Depp. We've got the countries fighting. We have what else have we got going on? Oh, there's a lot of distractions to keep our minds and our eyes looking to the left when we should be looking to the right. cement shoes, that's getting a little bit freaky now. Did you go to the funeral? Although, God forgive me, there's somebody here that can't say that, and they keep calling it the funeral, and I can't look at him every time he's saying that's why he's going to somebody's funeral. Oh my God. A lot of crazy people over here don't get the words right. And I'm one of those people that if somebody isn't saying the word right, I find it really hard not to laugh. And even in one of the taxis in Dublin during the week, somebody was talking about that the hospital, and I know I could feel Jar in the front of the car trying, no one, don't laugh, Sam, don't laugh, please, Sam, don't laugh. And I was in the back trying to hold it in because I'm terrible at things like that. You went to his wake. I actually planned on taking a couple of videos as well of Dublin and stuff. I have nice pictures that I'll throw on Facebook. There was a lovely pasture place underneath Connolly Station. It was absolutely lovely. It's only new. So I got a load of carbonara. Oh God. I don't know who else I want to give out about now. Um because I don't watch all the drama channels, there's nobody really to give out about. So they're all right on my end. Because really I can't be arsed. And I keep up with them anyway. Because one day they're friends with this one, the next day they're friends with someone else, and I just can't be arsed. Everyone went from work. Our wakes over here are different though, I think. I actually surprised you're calling it a wake over there. Although I don't know where you're from. Um Although they're kind of changing here as well. They're kind of becoming more British or Americanized. Like years ago you'd have like nearly a weekend long shindig of celebrating the person and laughing around the coffin and the whole lot. And you'd have the women that'd be crying and the ones that'd be telling the funny stories about the person in the kitchen, and there'd be tea going and apple tart and the whole lot. But now it's very regal and respectable. Now you have to go to uh, the local restaurant and have soup and sandwiches after the funeral, and be very polite. And there's no very little remembering how the person was anymore. Another person here used to say, "There's people dying today that never died before." Yeah, thank God they didn't die before, because then they'd be dying twice. That wouldn't be a good thing at all. Yeah, that's what they used to say. Oh, but there was another fella here. Oh, Jesus. Honest to God, it's only the Irish that come up with these ideas. When the video recorders came out in the, what, 70s, 80s, and he wanted this brand new video recorder and the whole lot. And, you know, he, yeah, so he went and he sold his television to buy a video recorder. I went home all chuffed with himself, delighted with himself that I bought a new video recorder, and telling all the lads in the pub, "Yeah, great joke, got this today. Lovely video recorder. Now I'm going to watch a few movies on it, a few cowboys and westerns." Oh my god, you can only be Irish. Oh, I'd love to see the face of him then when he went to plug it in, and no television coming up because he had sold the TV to buy his video recorder. Oh my god. Anyone with Irish ancestry is good in my books. My meter has gone mental on the phone now as well because the signal. Well, Dexcom is what's called Dexcom G6, I think, and you use this kind of like a stapler to staple um the test strip into your tummy, and you don't have to prick your finger anymore. It's done through an app, so I'm a bit of a robot now. So from my tummy, the sensor in my tummy sends the readings to my phone to tell me what my readings are. And I think they should be worldwide. They are absolutely. It's an amazing gadget. It's a great tool. So I'm going to let you all off, and I'm going to read my Dexcom and see, do I need more insulin or do I need more of that cheesecake that I got from my daughter for tonight? Good excuse. Oh my god. I got her a Toblerone cheesecake, homemade one. Yum, 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 yum. So, yeah, I'm going to try and see, can I get my sugars down so I can have a big slab of that, a big doorstep slice of it. And I shall talk to you all soon. Get better at this, Samantha. Sort yourself out. Get your head in the game. Oh, weekend widow, they're absolutely. This girl makes them. She made different ones for Easter. She would have. She got the Easter eggs, and she halves the Easter eggs, and she put the biscuit inside the egg, and then the cheese, cream cheese filling on top of the biscuit in the egg, and then she decorated it all. And oh my god! Oh, if I didn't end up in hospital, I would never end up in hospital after that. Oh, it was gorgeous. So she really makes nice ones. So I got a Toblerone one, and my sister for the communion tomorrow was supposed to get a mint aero one, but she didn't. So I don't know whether to order it or not and get it for her. I don't know. I'll see. But the girl that makes them, she said she will make it for me for tomorrow if I want it. So that is all for now. I shall get on to my Dexcom, get down my sugars, get a slice of apple, not apple tart, although apple tart's nice too. No, some of my cheesecake, and I shall talk to you all soon. Hopefully tomorrow, but I won't count on that because you know what I'm like. Love you all. Mwah. Bye.